you mentioned something about tokenizing a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously it makes sense, right? When something becomes a token, it's on a blockchain, everyone can see it, it's transparent. And part of the problem with today and being free, so to speak, or having trouble being free in some places, is that there's not a lot of transparency in our government. There's not a lot of transparency in our world. So being able to use a blockchain to tokenize things to create transparency allows people to live more freely, right? Allows them to know what they're seeing, what they're doing, and everything is open to reading in an open source place. Also, some other benefits of tokenizing, right? Like you talk about real estate, you can now fractionize, right? So instead of maybe buying a whole house, you maybe don't have enough money to invest in a whole house. Maybe now you can invest in a fraction of, right, a block or a bit of a house or real estate, or whatever the case may be. So there are a bunch of benefits to the blockchain and tokenizing things. What are some other additional benefits that you can tell to the audience that really makes it important for us to move in this direction?
Trying to figure out a good way to put this. The blockchain. So people say that the blockchain is freedom, right? They say, all right, blockchain's freedom of money, freedom of this, freedom to do that, this and that. But they don't really understand what's coming out of their mouths. Imagine if you're part of this organization. Imagine if you're somebody who actually believes in the real word, the root word, which is liberty, which is the pretty much the freedom to speak the way that you want, the freedom to have privacy, the freedom to transact, and the freedom not to have somebody else tell you what to do. That's liberty. Okay. What the blockchain does is it allows you, with your units of labor, which is in this case dollars here in the United States, you're able to vote on the blockchain towards this thing that encompasses your ideals. I think that that's going to be the biggest shift in mindset here in the near future, maybe midterm. Okay. It's when people realize that they can band together and they can focus what they believe in. They can focus their monetary energy towards a common goal and a common purpose that actually unlocks abundance for everybody who's participating. Did I answer your question there at all?
Yeah, I'm going to ask you one more,
a
simple question.
Yeah.
Do you think we will ever see presidential elections be done via blockchain? That would be pretty transparent, wouldn't it?
Okay. So that's actually a loaded question, whether or not you realize it. I think the best thing to do is to have it on paper. And I think that it needs to be tallied in 24, no more than 36 hours. However, that wasn't your question. Do I think that will happen? Absolutely, that will happen. I think that it's probably going to happen. It's going to happen overseas first. I know that Cardano, for example, is working with some folks in the Slavic areas, maybe near Russia, those states, to try to get that ironed out. And we're going to see that people want to use technology for everything. They want to use technology for voting. I think it opens up some negative externalities. But the cool thing about human beings is, if you're the type of guy that wants paper, then maybe you're also the type of guy that says, well, I want paper, but here's how to solve the problem of any type of tampering, for example. So we will see the blockchain used in that manner, probably a dedicated blockchain. I don't really think that it would be, Ethereum. I don't think we would piggyback. I think it would be a subnet of something. But yes, that's definitely the direction that we're headed.
Okay, so your answer actually surprised me quite a bit. So you said that having voting done on the blockchain exposes it to some negative externalities. Mm-hmm. Agreed. But paper voting obviously is also exposed to some kind of negative externalities. Yeah. Why is it that you prefer the old-fashioned way of doing it versus doing it on the blockchain?
Yeah. Do you think it's so? Well, I'll do this, and I don't mean to offend you, but
No,
I'm
no,
gonna
no,
ask you,
no. Go
I'm
right
going to
ahead.
ask you a
Offend away.
question. Go ahead.
No, offend away. Offend away.
Okay, offend away. Do you think that it's more easy? Do you think it's easier to scale fraud digitally rather than analog?
That answer is the question is good. I believe it is much easier to scale fraud digitally than it is to scale it analog.
And that's my answer.
Because there's a lot more labor involved in analog.
Correct.